If I had to start from scratch today, no followers, no audience, no ads, and no money for fancy equipment, here's exactly how I would make my very first $10,000 selling digital products in 2025. Now, this isn't some fake scenario that I just came up with. Just a few years back in 2020, I was actually in exactly this spot. I wanted to make money selling my knowledge around how to sell on Amazon online, but I had no idea how to do it and where to get started. And without any experience, it took me over 9 months to reach that 10K mark. Now, just to clarify, this wasn't 10K per month. No, this was like 10K in total. And fast forward to 2024, and that figure now has jumped up to around consistent 50K months. So today I just want to play a little game. Let's say you were one of my clients with some sort of knowledge on how to fix a problem, and that's about it. You have never sold anything online before. And now essentially it is my job to get you up and running as fast as possible so you can actually leave your 9 to 5 and help people with your actual skills and knowledge. Now, before I start, I just want to address one very important issue that a lot of my clients currently have. And that is that sort of imposter syndrome. So many of them think that they are essentially not good enough at their specific field. So they essentially need a little bit more time to learn absolutely everything before they actually start posting videos for the world to see. And now that I think of it, that's kind of exactly where I was when I was starting. For some stupid reason, I thought people will only listen to me when I have reached $500,000 in sales on Amazon FBA. Then I will have something to teach. Then I will be worthy. When the actual truth is, all you need is just to be a couple of steps ahead of your target audience, and that's it. So chances are, if you're watching this video right now, you already have enough knowledge in a field that other people would just pay money for. The very first step we need to do is essentially decide on what niche that you're going to go into. All of this starts with research, which is really, really important, because if you pick the wrong niche from the start, you will simply just be moving in completely wrong direction and just building an audience of people that you didn't really want to build. And I'll be honest, this is kind of what happened with me in 2023 when I briefly went away from just doing Amazon FBA related videos and moved in a little bit broader and started creating videos around side hustles because it was really popular at the time. And I thought, if I just get more views, I can educate more people around Amazon and therefore get more of them into my coaching program. Well, my theory turned out to be very bad. What happened was my videos did start getting a lot of views, but it was from an audience who were not only never interested in Amazon, but also just couldn't afford any of my coaching in the first place. So just remember this: once you pick a niche, you really want to stick to it and provide as much value as possible if your goal is to make as much money as you can. Now, before picking a niche, there are 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. First, do people in this niche already spend money on digital products? Now, in most cases, the answer will be yes, but you still need to check. So type in your main keywords into Google or YouTube and just go into the biggest creators in the space and just have a look around what they're actually selling. Is it a course? Is it a one-to-one coaching? Maybe they're just doing some affiliate marketing. See, the reason why we're doing this is because if it works for them, then chances are it will work for you too. Now, the next question we need to answer is really simple. Can I create content around this niche and do it consistently? In other words, can I come up with at least 10 ideas off the top of my head that I could cover off in YouTube videos? Now, for me, when I was selling my Amazon FBA coaching services, this was super easy, because essentially Amazon was my full-time job. I could come up with 50 ideas if I had to. And one day I was just doing full hour-long tutorials. Next day I could cover the news around Amazon, and the day after that I could just interview a successful seller and just get some tips off them. And the last and the most important question is, do I actually enjoy the niche that I'm going to go into? I mean, just think about it. You are going to be making hundreds, if not thousands of videos around this particular topic. You have to enjoy speaking about it time and time again, because there will be times where you may not get the views and subscribers that you want, but you just have to persevere, learn from your mistakes, and just continue making another video. And for me, I'll be honest, this was really, really hard. Like I said earlier, Amazon FBA for me kind of felt like it was a job. It was a very well-paid job, but it's still a job nevertheless. So creating videos on a subject felt like it was just stacking more stuff on something that I really wasn't passionate about in the first place. Don't get me wrong, getting paid 50K per month and getting people results was really, really nice. But I knew that this wasn't going to be done forever. So with 2,000 videos across 3 different platforms, it was time for me to change. Okay, so now that we have a good idea of what niche we're gonna go after, we need to move on to step number 2. And that is just finding a simple digital product or a service to sell. Now, you may be asking, how can I sell something when I haven't even created any content yet? Well, imagine what happens if one of your videos just accidentally blows up and gets thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views, and you have literally nothing to offer. You would be missing out on potentially hundreds, if not thousands of pounds in revenue. So before you even create your very first video, you need to have something that you can offer to your audience in exchange for money. This could be a low ticket product like templates, checklists, or an ebook, but in my personal opinion, the best thing you can do is a one-to-one mentorship program, and that's just for a number of reasons. First, it's like really super simple to set up. All you need to do is just have a Calendly link attached to every single video in your description, and that's it. Second, you can also get personal hands-on experience with your exact target audience, and with every call you will actually learn more and more about their problems and challenges, and it will just make you better at creating content that actually resonates with your audience. And on top of that, one-to-one mentorships with you should always be like the most expensive thing that you can sell, because you're essentially trading your own time for money. So if you were to sell an ebook for like $19, you can easily sell an hour of your time for $100 at the very start. Okay, so now that we have defined our niche and we got our Calendly link set up, there is one more thing that we need to do, and that is essentially to create a lead magnet. I know, you may be thinking, well, this is kind of super advanced, but if you just do this step, it will make you thousands of pounds in the future. It's actually a step that I did not do for years, and because of that, I actually lost well over 100 grand in just missed revenue. Okay, so first of all, what is a lead magnet? Well, just like the name kind of suggests, it's something that your target audience would really find useful that is super easy for you to make in exchange for an email. So, for example, let's say you were in fitness niche, maybe creating an email sequence on, let's say, 10 tips on how to lose weight for busy professionals would really work well. Or maybe you're a video editor, then maybe sharing a folder of all of the assets that you use in exchange for an email would also be quite useful for people. Now, the idea behind the lead magnet is actually really simple. You just give something that other people find valuable in exchange for an email. And once you get that email, now all you have to do is just stay in touch with your target customer, and there won't be any shadow bans or any changes in algorithm that you need to ever worry about. And what's crazy is that stats show that emails actually convert 5 times better than any other social media platform. Now, if you want to see how it works, just sign up to my lead magnet. Just click on the link in the video description and you'll actually get 30 tips in 30 days on how to make 10K per month with your online coaching offer. And you will actually also get an idea of how lead magnets work, and who knows, maybe copy some of it for your own niche. All right, and with that being said, we're now on step number 4, where actually a lot of my clients think is usually step number 1, and that is traffic. In other words, we actually start creating content. And when it comes to this step, we once again have to answer 3 simple questions. Question number 1. Where can my target audience be found? Are they more likely to be on Facebook or TikTok? Will I have more success if I focus on LinkedIn or say Instagram? What's important here is not to focus on which platform is biggest overall, but which one targets your target demographic. So if you're selling something that solves a problem for the elderly, then maybe you're not going to go into promoting it on TikTok. For that demographic, your audience is much more likely to be found on YouTube or, matter of fact, Facebook. And on the other side of the spectrum, I actually have a client who helps students in England improve on the GCSE English grades. And guess what? By no surprise, the vast majority of her sales come from audience that can be found on TikTok and, surprisingly, Snapchat. Now, the next question we need to ask is this: why should people listen to you? This does not mean what you think it does. What it means is, who are you? What is your story? Because remember, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So be super clear about your story, your background, and where you came from, because it will play a major part into your customers' decision making as to why they should buy from you. For example, in my case, a lot of people really resonated with the fact that my parents, who were actually from Soviet Union, really didn't support me in my Amazon FBA journey. And when I bought my very first product, they did whatever they could to actually stop me, and they were looking for ways of how could I actually just get a refund from all the stuff that I just bought. Now, I actually told this only on a handful of my videos, yet it's actually the #1 reason why people bought from me as opposed to any other Amazon FBA coach. And on our calls, I always used to ask my clients, like, why did you choose me? And they said, well, you described exactly the situation that I find myself in. everybody's just discouraging me and thinking that I'm crazy about starting this business. This last step is actually super powerful if you have everything in one place. And by that I mean you are super clear on your niche and your target audience, you got an offer sorted and your lead magnet is in place, and you've actually been creating content for a little while now. And before I tell you about this last step that can really blow up your business, let me just ask you this. What is the most powerful form of advertising? Is it Facebook ads? Google ads? Maybe the good old-fashioned newspaper ads? Nope. By far the most effective form of advertising is word of mouth. In other words, if we can get other people to speak highly about our services, our businesses are almost guaranteed to take off. Matter of fact, this is exactly how I'm getting most of my clients right now. It's not through social media, it's actually through word of mouth. But then the question is, well, how do we get people to talk about us? And 2 words, pay them. If you are happy with giving away like 15 to 25% of your sale to your affiliate, very soon you will start seeing leads coming in from everywhere. And they will be like the easiest sales you will ever make because you've already been recommended by someone that they trust. I mean, think about it. In my opinion, it's a win-win situation. The affiliate gets 25% of your sale, which if you're selling a high-ticket service could be worth thousands of pounds, and you make easy sales without burning your money on ads in the process. Now, with all of that being said, there is one thing that is missing. That is pricing. Essentially, think about it. You can have everything in place, but if your pricing is off, you will either not convert any of your leads or just end up working for pennies. So make sure to watch this next video here where I explain exactly how you start pricing your services.